Good morning, everyone. This is Gladys from Young Caregivers Association. For today's exercise, we are going to do a worry monster activity. So what we're going to need today is paper, some stickers, a marker, and paint, water-based. And if you don't have water-based, you're more than welcome to mix some acrylic and water, as I did there. That's a mixture that I did. And some straws. I had two straws, one short, one longer. With different straws, I has different intensities. And then for first step is we are going to do is put a sticker, and so this will be the eyes to our monster. We all have worries, and this is a great activity for caregivers and adults to engage in by being able to create our own version of our own worry monster to present the worries that we have. So then the next stage is I'm going to just pour. I didn't have an eyedropper, so if you don't have an eyedropper, it's okay. This is a place where you can strategize and come up with a different way. So for those that have an eyedropper, this would be a great time to put some paint in there. And for those that don't, again, use the best of your imagination and do the best you can with what you have. Then in doing so, what I'm going to do is the next stage now, I'm going to be blowing my monster out. Now this is a great deep breathing activity, and this is a great way to also practice breathing technique. Is blowing through the straws, inhaling, taking a break, blowing through the straws, creating your own version of what you want your monster to look like. As caregivers, a lot of caregivers tend to go through a lot of challenges, and in terms of worries, they can be worried about their family member getting sick, family member not doing well, or they're worried about themselves. Some of these worries are something that every caregiver at some point may have had to think about. And this again is what we usually feel when we start feeling worried. Our heart starts pounding, it starts racing, our thoughts starts racing, then we feel tension again. So while we're doing this, let's focus and think about the worries that we have within ourselves. And when we think about those words, and as we translate them to creating this worry monster, let's practice also our deep breathing technique, because that will help us in being able to alleviate some of those tensions that we may be feeling inside us. So then, as you'll see, is I'll continue blowing through. And again, you can do this step as many times as you want. This is again your own version of how you want it to look like. You can have different colors. Different colors can represent different meanings towards you. And again, I encourage you guys to be creative, and I can't wait to see your own version of what a worry monster looks like. And then once we are done, once we have that worry monster, what it does is we can now be able to verbalize our worries and be able to speak, be vocal about them. Oftentimes we internalize our worries. So when we're doing this activity, it's a great way to personify that and be able to verbalize those worries as it emerges through our paint activity. It's a chance to let go of our worries, to challenge ourselves into thinking of strategies that we can use to cope with the worries that we cannot change. And then what I'm doing now is I took a marker and again creating what my monster is. This is a great chance for you guys to also be creative. Whatever direction you want to take your worry monster, that's okay. This is your own version of what worry is for you. And then once we are done this step, the next step is, and I forgot to include this, is writing down what that worry monster is. So giving it a name, and by doing that we give it less power, because we're able to verbalize our worries and let go, while challenging again ourselves to think of strategies that we can use to cope. And as we have videos in our page that we have come up with different coping strategies that our caregivers and family members can use during this time. And what I'm doing here is I'm taking off the eyes. So once that you don't really necessarily have to take this eyes off right away. The paint is still not dry, so I would recommend if you could let the paint dry and then come back later and take it out. Again, this is also an activity where I'd also recommend parent or guardian supervision or an adult you trust, especially for the little ones when it comes to paint and just being able to get that little extra help that they may need. So as you can see, the paint is not dry, so I'll let that dry out. And again, name your monster. I will also put a smiley face on it, again, to just give it that less power and control over me. I hope you guys enjoyed this activity and looking forward to seeing you next week.